I just rewatched the greatest show that Nickelodeon has ever made. And I don't know how I never noticed this, but how much of a fucking alpha is Sokka? Look at this shit. Look at this. Bro, she's a literal moon spirit. And not only that, but she's fucking engaged. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Oh my, bro! And not even a few months later, he was about to start macking with another chick in front of his old girlfriend. And then he does it anyway. Like an absolute alpha. And you know what he tells her? You talk too much. And less than an episode later, he's already flirting up another girl. Oh my gosh. Dude, this girl wants him so bad, and he doesn't care. He does not care. Bro, hella dudes would simp for her. Straight up fucking simp. He's blocking the sun for her, and Sokka did not give a fuck.
So a lot of people are rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender right now. As they should. I'm doing it too. It's a great show. The storylines and characters are complex. The four nations and their bending techniques are based off of real-life Asian cultures. That being said, every character should have some kind of Asian descent. But I think there's an exception. So you guys know how some characters are coded black? Like Uniqua in the Backyardigans, Skeeter from Doug. I think Avatar reversed the roles. These guys behind me right here are coded white. These are Caucasians!
So you finished watching Avatar: The Last Airbender and are wondering, what's next? Well, you're in luck. Avatar: The Last Airbender actually has comic books after the war ended. These comics were made by Dark Horse Comics with the help of the original creators, and if you're wondering what order to read them in, just take a screenshot of this or look it up online. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they answer some unanswered questions at the end of Avatar, such as what happened to Zuko's mom. Now, if you finish the comics, you can move on to The Legend of Korra, and there's even more after that. There are also comics that have been made on Avatar Kyoshi, so if you want to check those out as well, look it up. I highly recommend reading these comics. Even though they aren't animated, they're still the same artwork, and it's very cool to see what happened after the war.
I will give up meat and sarcasm. Drink cactus juice. It'll quench you. How did we get out here in the middle of the ocean?
For those who watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, can we talk about something? Recently, the show was added to Netflix in the US, which is incredible because it's finally getting the talk and attention it finally deserves. However, just recently, I've also noticed a lot of comments where people are just like, why are you talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender? That ended years ago. Oh my god, you're just watching it now? First off, shut the fuck up. This series did not come out in an age of social media, so I'm finally glad it's getting the attention it deserves. And secondly, for many people, they're re-watching it for like the 10th, 20th. For me personally, it's the 15th time. I love this show. It's probably the best show of all time. And it's good that new people are watching it too, because whenever they watch it, they're like, shit, this show is hype as fuck, and I'm glad I finally saw this show. More of the story, let people watch the show. Let them talk about it. It's good that the show's being talked about. Naruto's been over for years, and people to this day still talk about it and make me.
I text Rebecca and she bought me Sadie, we fucked till we blue. She smell like a smurf, but what would they learn?
My back hurt, cause I've been dealing with niggas who got it backwards. I got my foot on their jugular, if they move on my muscle and wanna put it in motion, you gotta ask first. I got my ear to the locals and niggas vocal when they poppin' shit. I see them run around and shit is obvious, and honestly I'm positive. I'm moving like a rocket ship, they told me stop a bit. I hopped the fence and fuck around and did the opposite. Had a little shorty I was seeing on the low key, always talking like she know me, got a little attitude.
Yeah, alright. Get over here, Zuko. Being part of the group also means being part of the pubs. I'm so soft. Oh my god. Go!
Who's next?
Go! 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 Go!
No one wants your opinion. Fuck you. Fuck you very, very much.
Your mama dead. Dead as hell. What shoes she got on? What shoes she had on her casket?
No one wants your opinion. Fuck you very, very
What shoes she got on? What shoes she had on her casket?
So here's a question. Why does Aang not use his past lives more? And I'm not talking about going into the Avatar state, although he should do that more too. I'm saying if I were the Avatar, I'd be asking for help all the time. I'd be like, oh, I don't know how to drive stick shift. Avatar Kyoshi, I need your wisdom. He's really playing himself.
So you finished Avatar The Last Airbender but don't know what order to read the comics in. Don't worry, I got you. The first comic you're going to want to read is called The Promise. The second comic you're going to want to read is called The Search. The third comic will be entitled The Rift. The fourth comic will be called Smoke and Shadow. The fifth comic is going to be called North and South. And the sixth comic is going to be called Imbalance. You can also read the comics that take place during the show, which are entitled Team Avatar and also The Lost Adventures. Then after that, you can move on to the graphic novel of The Rise of Kyoshi, and then The Shadow of Kyoshi. And if you want to watch Korra and anything else, you can do that as well.
Do you ever just look at the moon and can't believe how pretty it is? Why do we always end up here? I wrote to Zuko. Oh dear, gorgeous. I wrote to Azula. You fucking donkey! If you really want it to be like old times, then I could chase you around and try to capture you. Zuko is intimate, kinky roleplay shit. 50 Shades of Honor! While the water tribe looked like they were about to hit the hardest 9 of all time! The Krusty Krab. The Shawn Bucket! Art Appreciation Day. You stole Appa. I don't know what you're talking about. You said to put a muzzle on him, Aang.
Please don't be ugly. Please don't be ugly. Please. Please. Oh my god!
This has to be one of the best blind jokes ever. Look at Toph's reaction to this.
I can see you doing that. I see everything that you see, except I don't see like you do. I release a sonic wave from my mouth.
She's so happy.
I just asked how old you are. Can you shut the fuck up for a second?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
This is everybody's friendly reminder that Zuko actually did manage to redirect the lightning in his fight against Azula.
Characters who I think might have slept together, but obviously it's not canon, but you know, maybe they did it like in between training to fight the Fire Lord, obviously. Let's say this is part 1. First up, listen, you know I had to do it, and I'm gonna show you the evidence. Before we get into it, I just want to say I love Mei and I love Aang, and I think they were perfect endgames for Zuko and Katara. I'm not saying that that shouldn't be endgame, I'm just saying I think this is a possible one-shot, if you will. So in the episode where Aang disappears into the spirit world, he goes to the Lion Turtle. He disappears right before fighting Fire Lord Ozai. Okay, just watching the episode in general, you see Zuko and Katara spending more time together. Like, there's more scenes with specifically them next to each other, which I don't know if I'm just noticing or like if the rest or like you guys also notice that, but maybe watch the episodes again and you'll notice. Okay, so Sokka and Suki are seen on one side of Appa sleeping right next to each other because they're together, right? But then Zuko and Katara are too, and the only time we see this is when Aang is not there. That's why she was confused.
お前はもう